Collins. BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, the 6th of June 2024 marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day. And across the country, beacons will be lit to mark the occasion, and rightly so. But not in Dunstable. The National Trust will not be lighting the beacon on Dunstable Downs. Vegan Ollie, one of the National Trust, said, please, my friend.
Yeah, so they've told us, sadly, we're not in a position to run a beacon lighting event at Dunstable Downs to mark the 80th anniversary of D-Day. They say the last time the beacon was lit was in 2022, and more than 4,000 people gathered at the top of the Downs. Whilst the offer from Dunstable Town Council to contribute towards the costs for this event is greatly appreciated, the additional funds and staffing required to put on a lighting event of this size safely is not something we're currently able to achieve as a charity alongside our other events and conservation work. Although we're unable to light the beacon on this occasion, we will never forget the sacrifices made on D-Day or the selfless courage of the veterans of Normandy.
Well, join us in the studio now is Dr. Nick Kurt, the president of the Dunstable Downs Rotary Club. Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes,
Thank
and you?
I'm fine. Thank you for joining us on the show. What do you make of the decision then, not to have the beacon lit?
Not a good decision. It's. I don't think it's been carefully thought through. This is a very important anniversary, and particularly as we're going to move on later to talk about the connection with the meteorological office in Dunstable. The beacon has been lit for many occasions over the years. I think we went to the first one in 1988, the Armada. That was the first time it was lit, and it's been lit many times since. And as you say, from the information from the National Trust, the last time was in 22 for the Platinum Queen's anniversary. And why it isn't lit now, considering the Trust has known about the anniversary and there's been negotiations with the Town Council for over a year, and was only known just over a week ago that it wouldn't happen. So yes, I think the National Trust needs to think again.
Well, also joining me in the studio is Jean Yates. Now, Jean is a Dunstable historian and author. Good morning to you, Jean.
Good morning.
Dunstable played a really important role in D-Day, didn't it?
Absolutely. One of the most important roles, really.
What did it do?
Well, we had the Met Office here. It moved here during the war from London because they knew it wasn't going to be safe. And, of course, D-Day depended upon the weather. Eisenhower wanted to go on June the 5th, and it was Dunstable who persuaded him that it wasn't safe. We would have lost about 500,000 lives if we'd gone on the 5th. So we had to persuade him that we had to delay by 24 hours the invasion. And so that was it was a very sensible thing to do. There were lots of disputes about it. Of course, everybody was lined up ready to go. You've got people on the streets right from East Anglia right the way down through to Dunstable Crossroads. So, the logistics were huge. And then we said, no, I think it's not safe to go. You need to delay by 24 hours.
It's important, isn't it? This is a question to both of you. It's important to remember occasions such as D-Day, isn't it? And by doing this, by lighting the beacon, we are remembering, are we not?
Yes, it's very important, because if D-Day hadn't have happened, the war could have gone on for much longer. The Germans would have probably developed the atomic bomb, which they were in the process of developing, and who knows what would have happened after that point. So if you look at the connections with Dunstable, D-Day, and of course there's lots of other history in Dunstable, it's something that should be remembered.